Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Hour number 10. I am logged on a couple of minutes early. I'm just going to hang out here for a moment, get myself kind of organized and let everybody find us. We aren't going to start until 10 a.m., so we've got about 5 minutes. I didn't realize it was quite that early. So good morning, everyone. Crafty Hour number 8. We are going to be playing with Hunky Dory. Going to get started in a few minutes, so hop on, say hello. You can either grab your kit and join me, or you can just sit back and have a cup of coffee. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Lori and Margarita. Good morning, Glenda. Welcome, everyone. As I mentioned, I logged on a few minutes early, so we're going to hang out here for just a few minutes. Good morning, Marian. Hello, Huguette. And we're going to be playing with Hunky Dory. So your Crafty Hour number 10 had two different Hunky Dory projects. We kind of split them up. We thought it would be fun to give you a variety. So we're going to have 6 of the butterfly cards. And then later this afternoon on Scrapbook and Memories page, Courtney is going to be doing the rocker cards, which are super fun. Good morning, everyone. So if you would like to participate with me, this is what I say is one of the easier crafty hours. We're going to be using all of the butterflies. So we're not going to get started for a few minutes, but I'm going to get you to gather your butterflies. There should be 6 sheets that look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 2, 4, I think so. I think 6. Oh, yeah. 6. And then you're going to have this sheet that has butterfly circles, the butterfly topper. And then hiding in your kit somewhere are these butterfly transparencies. And you can see I have cut out or pushed out 2 of them because I have already done 2 cards. I like to get them ready so you can see what they look like. And it kind of helps to see where we're going with them. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. There is no rush. If you would like to make a different card with me, because I'm going to show you how to take one of these and make them a little bit different, I'm going to be using a 5x5 card base on one of them. So if I just take this, give it a fold, that is a 5x5. So if you'd like to get a piece of paper ready, if you have not already, grab one of those. I just realized I didn't bring my good trimmer, so this one could be interesting. Our measurements are half gone on that one. Oh, well. All right. Your kit's not there, Marcy. Oh, my gosh. Well, you have been very busy, so. All right. And this will be able to, of course, watch anytime. So if you're at work or your kit hasn't arrived or you want to do it on the weekend. So Susan, I think you were on the Crafty Hour yesterday, not Crafty Hour, but on the video. Vintage Man has been postponed. Okay, it is not going yet. Courtney did post originally we were going to do it, but we have ordered a item that we're going to include with your kit that we had to do as a special order. So Crafty Man, the Vintage Man, Crafty Hour has been postponed. Okay, that one is not going live yet, but tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., not today, but tomorrow morning, it will be a new one we're going to promote that is going to be on our website. And we'll talk about that at the end of the video. I'll give you a little hint and tell you it's going to go on our website, and then we'll have them at our Together at 2 as well, if you want to see it first. So that is happening Friday. We always do it after our Crafty Hour. Don't even worry. It's all good. We just don't want to sell you something that we can't ship yet. And that is just not ready yet. We have special ordered an item. I want to write this down to remind me because, okay, let's do this. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to get started in just a moment. Okay, just to remind myself, that is going to be Crafty Hour. So this is Crafty Hour 10. This is using the Hunky Dory. We're going to start with the butterflies. So if you're just joining in, grab all of your butterfly stuff, everything that has a butterfly on it. There's all kinds of goodies in there, and there's going to be an acetate sheet. Good morning, everyone. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the acetate sheet while we are just hanging out here for a moment. There's two sides to it. Technically, the gold side is the front, but you can use the silver side if you wish. It's totally up to you. They will both work, but I just wanted to point that out, just in case you're like, oh, which side? It really doesn't matter. The gold side is the pretty side that they recommend, but if you like silver, then that's totally fine too. All of these cards have a gold foil element to it, so that's why the gold works really nice with this. So you're going to need this, and you should have 6 butterflies, 6 of them. I have used 2 of them, so that is why 2 of mine are gone, but you should have 6. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to talk a little bit about what this concept card is. This is what we're going to be making, and this kit is huge because just with my portion, you get 6 cards. 6. So this is the first one. They all are created the same. Okay, this does a little woohoo pop-up like that. And then you can have this sit on your mantle if you want. You can have it sit open. I'll show you a couple ways how we could put something there if you want it to pop open. But that is the card. There is the back side where you can write a little something something there. And then it also comes with a belly band. So that is how you make these. This is what it's going to look like. There is a little bit of a tricky portion just right in here, and I'm hoping that I can simplify this. Really weird thing is I made these without the instructions, so let's hope. Let's hope that I can remember. And then I decided, well, maybe not everybody wants 6 cards that look the same. So as an added bonus, if you want to change it up with me, I'm also going to show you this card. So this is the one that we're going to use with the 5x5 card base. Super easy. I just turned it into an easel card. Really easy, super pretty too. A little bit different because we don't have that extra pattern paper at the back. So I just decorated the back like that because I thought that would be a fun little embellishment so that when it's sitting, you can see it on there too. So it is your choice. You have enough product to make 6 exactly the same. I'm going to make a couple the same because once you make a couple, you get it. But if you want to change it up, I'm also going to make one that is a super easy one that is like this. When you get the concept cards, you don't have to make them exactly like they look. I like to give you a little variety, a little spice of life, so to speak. So this is what they are meant to look like, but we will also make a bonus one and just change it up. And this one is actually super easy because there isn't any fussy kind of stuff to it. So let's get started. Let's see, which one should we pull out? It really doesn't matter which one we pull out. I think I will do this one that's called Perfectly Pretty. I'm going to make it with this one. You can make it with whichever one. Grab one of them. And we're just going to remove everything first. So doesn't matter which one, they all go together the same. So grab whichever one you like. We're going to pull out all of these goodies. Put that aside. There is a little border down here. And these just pop out. You don't have to have scissors if you don't want to. This big long one on the side, this is the belly band. Just going to pull that out. You'll see that it actually has some score lines on it. Set that off to the side. I'm going to pull out this piece here. This is the mechanism that is going to make it move, the kinetic part of it. This little piece. And then these 3 circles, because you can, of course, have different greetings. So essentially, I'm pulling everything out of this sheet. That is all done. You can put that into recycling, or if you like to keep a little bit of the pattern paper, you can do that as well. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of it right now. It's in my way. Now, the other thing we're going to do is go to this sheet. This one is all 6 of our circles, and you're going to find the matching one. Now, the way I usually find it easiest to find the matching one is on every sheet you have this butterfly, and there's going to be a partner. So if you're just like, I'm not sure which one, you can see from looking at that little butterfly, finding the partner. So if you're doing this one, you can look at that little butterfly and you'll find the partner. Just kind of makes it a little cheat sheet there. And you're going to remove the entire piece. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that one out. And then within this one, you're going to gently, very carefully, now this is where you might want some of your scissors. You're going to take that gold ring off. I just don't want you to bend it. It is on there pretty good. So take that gold ring off. And then go ahead and pop out that butterfly as well. We're just going to get everything all sorted out now. Okay, this you can keep if you wish. I am going to get rid of it, but a little secret, if you want to keep this, you could easily make this into a shaker. Just put a little bit of acetate on the back, build it up with a couple of layers of foam tape, and you can make this into a little shaker element. So you don't have to throw this out if you don't want. If you think you'll use it, that's perfect. Okay, so far all I've done is, I'm just going to move that out of the way. I have just punched out everything that I need. And then you will find your acetate sheet. And one of these butterflies on the acetate sheet will match. So if you're not sure, just kind of, hold it up to each of them. You'll see, oop, that is not a match. And you'll find the match for the one you're working on. And when you pull out your acetate, be gentle. You don't want to tear your acetate. So just work your fingers around, being very gentle. Now this acetate is special. It's got a little notch here. If you have a look at it, you might be able to see it. It's got a little notch here. And the idea for this is so that your butterfly has it too, is that you can put them together. Okay, now how I did that, I took the acetate one, hopefully you can see okay. I took the acetate and watch this, I slid it under the body because that body has a little cut and they will go together. Of course, I will fluff it later. Does anybody need me to do that one more time for you to see? Just let me know, do a little one more time type, and I will gladly do it. That just puts the two together. Now, do you have to do it that way? No, you can just glue dot it right on top if you wish. Okay, so this is the paper one. This is the acetate. They are matchy-matchy, okay, so they go together. Okay, now I'll try and do this really close under the camera. We'll see if we can get this. Okay, now have a watch. I'm going to do it. Ready? We're going to put this under. The body goes under. The acetate body goes under. And just slide it up, 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 up until it goes right on. So the acetate goes on top, except for in the middle. Now the printed image is on top. Okay, do you see that? It's not like that, but you can do it like that. I'll do it one more time now that I've taken it off. But you're going to take the acetate body and slide it under the printed body, but the acetate wings come on top. Okay, just like that. We'll do that for each one. And then you can take those acetate wings and just bring them together so he's not quite so flat. Okay, I'm going to set him off to the side as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the actual card. This is what the actual card looks like. It does have a score line in the center, and this pretty side is actually in. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that is actually how it's going to be. So you're going to fold pretty to pretty like that. This printed part, there you can see that handmade with love, is going to go on the back and just give it a really good crease. You're going to need that bone folder for this for sure. Is somebody here? Oh. Go ahead and pop this out. We're going to need this in a moment. So this is what your card looks like now. Okay, we have it like this. Has a hole in it at the front. We open it up, pretty gold inside. Okay, everybody okay with that? Now we're going to go to this gold ring. I gotta fold this a little bit better. Whew, it's really strong. We're going to go to this gold ring that we popped out, and we're going to glue it onto the front, just like that. So I'm going to take my glue here, because you want a nice fine edge. Of course, you could put sukwang or double-sided tape. That's just messy for me. You could put your glue on the ring if you want. I tried doing that. I put it on the ring, and then of course, what did I do? I dropped the ring. That is Murphy's Law. So I had a little bit of glue mishap. I'm just going to take this, wiggly wiggly. I don't know if I've had too much coffee or not enough. I just put it right on the edge. Oh, you missed out on this kit, Debbie. We had one kit still here as of yesterday afternoon. I don't know if it's still here, but we did have one. It's quite the kit. There's going to be a total of 12 cards. 6 cards from myself and 6 cards from Courtney. So if you are interested, just give them a call. The store's open now. Okay, so I just put a little gold ring around it just to make it fancy. There is my pre-made card. Okay. Now we're going to go to this piece. I'm going to lose my pin here. One sec. I have the magnetic dish at home, but not here. Okay, so this is the part that is in here that moves that card. Can you see that there? So that is the piece. Now, again, contrary to what we think, this is going to go on the inside. We really don't see this, but what their logic is, if you want to just have a look here, that's how it's going to go together. So if you hold yours right like that, you will see that it does line up. Where's my little poker? Okay, so we get this line going straight across here, and we have these lines here. So it does line up, and that is their idea. So we're just going to fold this into a box. Fold, 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 like so. And it's going to glue together like that. The pattern is on the inside. So just fold it like this. And you can see here logically where that tape is going to go. Okay, so we're going to put some of our double-sided tape on that little flap so it goes like that. So let me glue it on, and then you'll be able to see better. You could use your liquid glue here, but because this is a kinetic, meaning that it's going to be moving, I like to make sure it's really strong. And I am impatient when it comes to holding it. So I'm just gonna put a little strip of tape. If you want to have a look, it's right there. Put a little piece of tape. Fold it back up to create that little box. Perfect. Okay, and then I like to just bend it a bit because it is going to be getting squished. So let's just help it squish now. Just going to do that. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to set this little box off to the side, and we're going to go to this piece. I know it's really crazy that they made so much effort to make the inside pretty when you really don't see it. But again, I appreciate that. Okay, now on this one, we are going to put double-sided tape on both of these sides. My gut tells me put it all the way across, but don't do it. Just put it into both sides a little bit of tape. I'm going to leave the backing on this as I do it. I'm actually going to double up. Oh, maybe I can't. We'll see. We will see. Let's see if I have some scissors here. Ooh, those scissors are not good. It's the one thing I didn't bring. It's my good scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to put tape on both sides. Okay, so this piece is what is going to hold, well, you can't really see it, but it's right here. It's going to hold that on there. So I just have this ready with tape. Okay, we're going to attach this. Now this is the hardest part of it all, is that you kind of want to make sure that it's going the right way. So you look inside, find that pattern. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be gluing it like this. So we're not gluing it on the part that has this little printed rectangle. We're not gluing it on that flap, whether your flap's inside or out. We are gluing it on these two sides. I know it's hard to see, but if you can envision, what I want you to do is hold it up, find that line I showed you in that circle, and that's how we are going to glue it, right in the middle. So what I'm going to do is now I know it's the right way. I'm going to flip it like this so I know which side to put the glue on. Yes.
What are these kits called? Which line is it?
Beautiful butterfly window concept card. I think we still had one kit left.
No, we saw that yesterday.
No, I thought I saw it on the counter. I thought I did. I thought I did. So I'm doing it like this, where I am putting a couple of pieces on there. Okay. So if I look inside, it is on the printed portion. And that's probably the hardest part of me to try and describe where we are putting it. Line it up. Got to do a little peeky peeky. And that's, the glue goes on both sides. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute there to attach or to get that glue on. I just did a couple. And I'm going to take mine off. If you have any hanging over, either push it back or cut it. Judy, I think they sold all of the kits. Okay, so I can see inside the printed version. I am going to take that printed and I'm going to line it up the best I can, and it's going to go in the middle. So that crease, this point, should fit in my crease. And you can measure it. I'm going to be honest with you. I just kind of eyeball it. And I did not eyeball that very good. Let's see. Oopsie. I think, yeah, I think that looks good. So once I know it's good, then I will squash it. And then you want to really work it, okay? Work it. Because now we've got something big and bulky in that fold. And it's okay because that's what's going to hold this up. See how it's kind of stands up? We have this little rectangle on the top, and that's good because that's what we're going to attach the next piece to. If I look inside, I am pretty lined up. I don't worry too much about the circle. It's more to make sure it's right in that crease. So we just got this little mechanism, and I think, you know, now that you know how this mechanism goes, you could create that for any card, right? If you want to just get some good, strong, scoreable paper like that, cardstock, you could have any card kind of pop up like that. Okay, I'm going to move on. Now that we've got that, I'm going to take one side of this, only one side. I'm going to remove that tape on the one side. And I'm going to line it up on that shaded rectangle. Right like that. Okay. Just like that. I'll leave that there so you can see exactly which way it's going. It's a backwards L. Okay. And then what we're going to do, I find it easiest, is if I close my card as best I can, give it a little press, take that tape off. Okay, so just to show you what I'm seeing now, my card is closed. I have folded this and it has the tape on it. Figure out which way your card center goes. Now, again, you may want to have it on a slight angle. I tend to like things on a slight angle, but figure out which way it goes. And then pop this circle right back in and press it down there. Okay? And then you know that it's in the right spot. If you try and do it without closing it, I find it very challenging. Okay? And don't worry, we're going to make another one of these cards, so don't worry. Now, decorating is super easy. You have this little border piece. It would be pretty on the front if you want. You can also put it on the inside if you want. This one I put on the inside. Now, that's totally fine. You can put a little bit of foam tape and put it on the inside if you wish. Then when you close this, you have this here. Just to be different, because I can, I'm going to put this one on the front because I want you to see which one you like best. So I'm going to put a strip of foam tape all the way across. Well, Donna, I have made one before, so I get a little bit of, cheat because I did make one the other day. Okay, so just to be different, I'm going to put this one on the front. But my first one I put inside because I actually like them inside, but I want to give you both options. Okay. I'm going to use my pop dots for my butterfly. And I think I'm going to cut this pop dot in half because it's kind of big. Save that one for my next one. We're going to make another one too, so don't worry. I'm going to put a pop dot on the back side of my butterfly. And I like butterflies to fly at an angle, but feel free to have your butterfly go straight up and down. I think that's how a lot of their samples were. I like my butterfly to be kind of on an angle. Okay. Then you now understand why we need a belly band because it doesn't stay shut very well. You do have envelopes in your kit. So there's two score lines, one that is kind of in the middle and then this little guy on the end, and that is what we're going to put adhesive on. Just that little 1/4 inch piece is how we close our belly band. I need a belly band. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove that. You don't want your belly band to be tight, so just let it kind of flow naturally so that when you place it on, and the belly band's just meant to go over the bottom. So that's where if you put it on the top, you can see that you kind of can get a balance to it. And maybe on this one, I'm going to put to someone special. I can put it off to the side, or I can put it in the middle, and it's going to attach to the belly band. So I'm going to put a pop dot in the middle, and I'm just going to plunk this one right here. Oops, that's a little crooked, like that. Okay, now inside, I still have a couple. I can add these to it. What you have to watch is in here, for instance, let me go back to my blue example. In this one, if I had to put this get well soon right here, what would happen is when it closes, have a watch, it's gonna bump into it. So you have to be kind of careful to make sure it closes. You could put it here, but you will also see it poking out. Maybe that doesn't bother you. Let me just show you what I mean. Like if I put one right there, when it closes, you want it to go underneath, right? If it's popped up, it's going to go on top, and you're going to see it peeking through. But if you want this to be the part that maybe holds it standing up, you could put a pop dot there. I tend to not want to because I don't want to see it when my card is closed. I don't want it like that, but that's just me. That's just me. So for this one, I'm going to maybe just take a little bit of foam tape. And I think I'm going to put it to the left because I like that flower. And you can just put it like that. And then that way I know it doesn't, I don't see it. See what happened? That's what I'm talking about, right? So you want to be cautious of that. Maybe I'll move it down a little so it doesn't get in the way. And that's why on this one, when I put it inside, I put it off to the side so it closes. If you wish, you could take this back one and you can put it on the back. That's where you're going to write on it. Oops, I didn't close my lid. Put my pin in there. Come on. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to make another one. Doing it the same way. And then we're going to make the bonus one that I just did just to change it up. Okay, so that is those two cards. Okay, let's make another. They're all made the same, which is why I wanted to show you a different way. I really love this blue color. Okay, we're going to make another one. So I'm going to set those off to the side. I think this time I am going to make, actually I really like the colors on this one. This is intriguing. So we're going to make this one. I'm going to make this one. You choose another one. Whichever one, they're all made the same. Put my pin back in before I dry up. Okay, so we're going to yank these out. I'm just going to remove it all at once, just to get it all out of the way. This is such a unique color. The trickiest part is getting that little box just so, and once you learn how to do it, yeah, this would be actually a great sympathy card too. And remember that you can use greetings that you have perhaps from like the Hunky Dory books. That one would be a good one. But it is a beautiful color. It's just, I don't know, it's really unique. Okay, so I pulled everything out of here. This is now empty. I'm going to go to my circles, and remember how I said, whichever one you're working on, one of these butterflies will tell you which is the match. So you don't have to guess. So go ahead and pull that out. And I'm going to carefully, this is where you do want to be a little bit careful. Oh, I'm sorry, Anne, that you have to make a sympathy card. This one would be good, but it's never a fun card to make. Okay, very carefully, we will remove that butterfly. This one's a little bit, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to find the transparency. This one's easy to find, the partner, and pull out the transparency. Again, very careful. You think the transparency should be really solid and secure, but I don't want you to tear it. So all my pieces are pulled out, and I'm going to layer up my butterfly just like we did before. So I'm going to take the acetate one and carefully I am going to put it under the body, the printed body, wiggle it with both of the wings, wiggle, 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 and then it'll slide right up. Is everybody getting that little movement okay? So pretty. Okay, again, if you need me to repeat that step, just holler. Just say one more time. It's not a problem. Okay. Put my little butterfly off to the side. Okay, I'm going to go to my card. I'm going to pop out that middle part carefully. Put this off to the side. And then remember, it is counterintuitive. We want the pretty inside the card. So go ahead and close it. Take your bone folder. You really need to crease this because it is, their adorable scoreable is pretty thick. Okay, super pretty. That is so pretty. That'd be pretty just on its own, really. But there's a lot of options. When I said making extra cards, I had several in my head. Unfortunately, didn't get to make them all, but I will give you some hints and tips. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to glue it to the front. Remember, just to dress up the front. You can put adhesive on this side and then put it down if you wish. I'm just going to run it right around the whole. Like I said the other day, I dropped it. And of course, just like peanut butter toast, it's going to be glue side down. Made a mess. This glue, you don't need a lot. And it just kind of goes right where you need it. That is just a little extra step just to make it look pretty. There's no sense throwing that away, right? Just makes it look pretty. Okay. Now we're going to go to that fancy box again. So if I open up my card, I'm just going to do it. I usually have a mess when I'm at home designing, but when I'm teaching, I already know what I'm doing, so it's not quite a mess. But when I am designing, it is a holy mess. Oh. Okay, so again, remember, counterintuitive. We want the pretty on the inside. So if you hold it up, you kind of know where we're going with this. So fold it, fold it, fold it, and create that box. Pretty is on the inside. So the outside is just plain. Just fold it, roll it until you see it. We're going to put tape on that one flap. Like so. Okay, oops. So there's my adhesive. Roll it, roll it, roll it. And fold it. And then let's just give it some movement. Okay, let's work it so that it will move and we don't feel like it is too stiff. This is thick. This is their adorable scorables, so it's very thick. Okay, we all should have that little box. That sounds like a great day, Betty. And then I'm going to do my little peeky inside the center and see how I'm going to line it up. That tells me that my adhesive is going to go on that side. So the adhesive goes on the plain side. There is no printed image. There's no flap. It is totally on the printed plain side. And we're going to put some tape on this. Don't cover up the score line. That'll make it just a little bit harder to fold smoothly. And if you have any that hangs over like that, just snip it. Okay, so if I peek inside, I can see the printed gold. And I know that that's where I'm going to glue it. Okay, I'll give you a moment to get that tape on. If you're using the thicker tape, that's totally fine. Then you probably don't need 2 strips like I did. I just used the 1/4 inch. And I'm just going to live dangerously and remove it all. And then I'm going to do the best to line it up in the center. If you want to measure, you can, but I'm going to eyeball it for myself. I don't press down quite so hard, just in case I do need to move it up. I'm going to line up those center pieces, making sure, yep, does that look set? Bingo. I'm making sure that the printed little rectangle is on the top. If I look in, my circles are pretty close. And then, again, just give it some folds because you can feel that resist. And, of course, it's resisting. We put a big glob of scoreboard paper in there, so it's going to. Okay, so inside, I can see that it more or less is lining up. All right. Perfect. Okay, we're going to go to this little piece. Again, I'm going to fold the 2 pretty sides in. So I'm going to put tape on the back side. 2 pieces. I'm going to have to trim mine because, of course, I tore it a little toe bag. I'll just snip these off. Okay. Okay, so that's the little rectangle piece. And remember, it is going to be an opposite L, because if we do it a normal L, that's not going to give it the same kinetic movement. So I'm going to remove one side, and I'm going to take this piece and line it up. It's essentially telling me where to put it. Right over that printed part, like so. Okay. Now, I'm going to close it. Put that on a little crooked. So now what I've done is I've closed my card. I've taken the tape off that little flap. I'm going to take my circle, figure out where I kind of want it. I don't know, maybe like that. And then I'm going to put it back in and let it attach to that piece. Okay. And then I know that it's in the center. It's right where I need it to be. Okay. This time I'm going to put my foam tape strip inside the card. I kind of like it inside. I kind of prefer it inside, but that's just me. You can do it any way you want, of course. Just make sure that you keep it fairly close to the bottom. I'm going to take it right to the bottom. And the reason is I don't want that circle when it closes. See how when you start to close, it's going to get in the way. And I'm going to take one of the butterflies for this one, for me personally. Oops, I want to put it actually on the corner. And you want to make sure that you keep this inside the card. So even though it's not center, it's inside the card. I don't want it poking out the bottom. Okay. Where's my butterfly? I'm going to take my butterfly. I'm going to put some pop dot on the back side. I like the pop dots. Gives it a little bit more height. Now you could do it straight. I'm going to do it straight to show you the difference. I usually do mine on an angle. We got to get it in the center. There we go. You don't need to glue those two layers together. And then I'm going to fold and attach the belly band. A little piece of tape. How's everyone doing out there? You're awfully quiet on me. Once you get used to doing these, you can see that you can pop them out in like 15 minutes. They're pretty quick. Oops, got a little piece of tape. Now, because I did foam tape on the bottom, I do have a little bit more resistance happening. That's okay. It's a little bit wider for my belly band, but it'll work. Just needs a little bit of TLC there. There we go. And I'm going to put that thinking of you on the bottom. So I'm going to take a pop dot. I'm going to put that pop dot right in the middle of my belly band. Now we could dress this up, of course, with some gems, some rhinestones. So we have a thinking of you card. When we pull this out, it pops up. And then this is how it can stand on the mantle so that you have this beautiful piece. On the back side is where you write them on. I feel like Hunky Dory just, they think of everything. Now you can use this lots of love. You could put it inside. If I'm going to use this as a sympathy card, which I think I will, I might not use it for this one. I might not. Okay. So all of the cards are done that way. Where you can add differences is with your belly band. You can change that up with that strip. You can put another one on top. But what I want to show you now, because do you need all 6 cards to look the same? Maybe not. So let's change this up. We're going to make an easel card. Okay, so as I mentioned, what you will need is a 5x5 card. Just a white card base that's 5x5. Of course, you can do any size, but this will give us a nice little border. I will probably, I'm going to be honest, I'll probably trim it a little, and I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to make it out of this one. So I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to yank them all out. Take all the pieces out. You can choose whichever card you want to be this one. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're just, these 2 pieces here I'm not going to need, so I'm actually going to leave them there. I do not need the kinetic moving parts for this card. Maybe I'm going to save that and have that as a template if I want to use it in a different card down the road. That kind of can be my little cheat. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut it apart. Now, as I mentioned, that you don't have to keep these as they say. I'm just cutting on the score line. Right? I could mount this on top of here. This is an option. We're not going to do it today, but if you want to try it, I could mount this on top of here and use this as a shaker. So I could put some acetate here, double up my foam tape all the way around the circle, put it on there. I could put my butterfly in here flat. Where is my butterfly? Let's show you. I just want to give you some ideas. Okay, so we're going to pull out my butterfly. I could put this in here, pop this up and make this a shaker and put it onto a card. So you don't have to leave it like this. I saw a really cool sample on Hunky Dory's website and I wanted to try it. But I didn't have the right pattern paper for it. But they made a card larger than this with pattern paper, cut this into 4. No. They cut this into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put this on top. That's why you want maybe like a 6x6 card. And it was a very cool look. Very cool. I'll try and find it and post it in our Crafty Hour. But that was designed by somebody on the Hunky Dory website. And I thought, it's so pretty. But you do want a pattern paper behind it. So I will post that sample for you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you showed the previous card once you're finished from this one from different angles. This can you show the previous card. Valerie, which color one? The green, the blue? This is the one I'm going to design now. Just let me know which one and I will show it to you. Now, I forgot my big trimmer, so we're just going to wing it here. I can't see my measurements too well on this. This one is old and, oh, there's the better one. Oh my gosh, that's a good thing because that one needs to go in the garbage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a score line because we are creating our own card. So I have a 5x5 card. I'm going to add a score line at 2.5. 2.5 only on one side. 2.5. A new one. You're doing this one, Valerie? I'm sorry. I think you mean the green one. So I have a green. I have a blue, I have the gray, and I have the rose one so far. I will go back to them after. Just let me know which color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fold that card one under. Again, remember this is a 5x5 card that we're going to use. The gray one. Okay, yeah, I will absolutely, Valerie. I'm just going to do this and then I'll show it to you right after. So this is going to create an easel card. Now, I like skinny borders. If I hold this up, I'm going to get a big border. I'm going to leave it this time, but I did want to tell you that on this card, I trimmed it slightly. But I'm going to leave it, just so you know. But you can trim it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that pretty pattern. I'm going to put it inside my card. I am going to glue it to the inside. This is not the one with the hole. It is just the pretty one. I'm going to lose this pretty background. It's okay. Sometimes we have to sacrifice. Okay. Making sure you get that even border all the way around. So it's like that. Okay, that is step 1. Now we're going to take the one that has the opening and we're going to glue it only to the bottom part, center, so even side to side, a little bit border on the bottom too, and we're just going to glue that flat. So you're only going to put glue on that bottom half. Okay. And make sure you only glue it to the bottom portion. Otherwise, your card will not be an easel. Make sure you're nice and straight. And again, even all the way around. So I closed my card. That score line is in the middle. I've closed my card so I can make sure that I'm even all the way around. Then when I open it, you can see it is totally fine. Now I'm going to put some foam tape in the middle, and I actually want my circle to pop up. So I'm going to do it with double foam tape. So I'm just going to take a big piece, I'm going to fold it in half, and I am going to attach this to the white part inside the card, like so. I did double foam tape. I found single foam tape. It was just, it was kind of flat for me. So I did double. And again, I'm doing it to the card. Then we'll put that image back in. Like so. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to find my matching butterfly. Okay. And I am going to, oops, wrong way. Going to layer up my butterflies, just like we've done before. Slip that transparency bottom underneath. Just makes all the difference on your butterfly. And we're going to pop that butterfly into the center. And again, you can do it on an angle. You could do it straight. You don't want your butterfly to look like it's in a tornado, so you don't want to go too crazy. I'm just going to do it like that. Okay. Now an easel card, as you can see, actually let's do the back. We're going to cut this into 2 strips. And what I did, let me just bring this. You have those score lines. I just cut on those score lines. So the first score line I'm going to do is get rid of that little one, that little 1/4 inch, because we don't need it. So just cut on the score line. That's garbage. Slide her on over and cut on the score line. So we have 2 strips, and they are the same length. Okay. I love how it's even double-sided. So if you don't want the gold, you can use the other side. Okay, we're going to put glue on both of those. And this is just to jazz up that back side. So I'm just going to fold it like that, make it a little easier. This is going on that half flap. You know what? I'm wondering if I might want to, no, I'm not going to see it, so that's okay. I can say I could trim it down a bit. Now I'm going to put them fairly close to each other, but I will have like a little gap in between. So on this side here, you can see I glued them flat. Have a little gap because I'll put a little butterfly there. And I'll probably use the plain butterfly, and I'll do it that way. Now, to me, I know that seems that it is backwards, but when your card is shut, you don't see that butterfly. You only see it when it's popped open, and that's why I thought I would like it to go that way. That's just a personal preference. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's kind of what I like. So if you want to do it the other way, but I feel like it would be backwards. Usually when I make an easel card, I have paper here, but I had no more paper. So I'm just going to dress it up. Okay, so far so good. We've made this nice and easy. Now inside every easel card needs what I call a stopper, because otherwise it just is going to slide. It needs something that makes it stay up. And I find that doing double foam tape works the best. That's for me. it doesn't stop it. So I'm going to do double high foam tape. I'm going to put one piece of foam tape. Then I'm going to fold it back on itself. And I'll just tear off that excess. So this is double foam tape. And where you want that stopper is up to you. As you can see, if you have it down here, it's going to be a very gentle angle. If you want it way up here, it's going to be standing up more. A lot of times I like to see all those pictures inside, so I have to decide. I think I'll put it right here, but you decide. There's no right or wrong. You kind of choose where you would like it and attach it. And now you can see that it is going to stop nice. I'm going to take, I think I'll do sending birthday wishes inside. Yours might be different depending which you're using. And I'm going to put it like that. I don't know, am I straight? I'm not quite in the center. Let me move over just a little. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, like that. And then up here, I'm going to add one that says just for you. I'm going to do a couple high foam tape up in that corner. Okay, so we have used pretty much all the paper except for that kinetic part, and we have created a totally different card. So you can cut these apart. And like I said, I'm going to post that one I found on the Hunky Dory site because I thought it was super cool, where you can use a different way, have pattern paper and cut it apart. So I'm going to show you that one. I'll post it in the Crafty Hour Creations. It was designed by someone on the Hunky Dory site. I thought it was a super neat idea. And again, from these, you could create little shakers out of the circles if you don't want to toss those. And I did show you how you can layer those ones up. You technically, let me go back onto here. You technically could make 2 cards out of one. You could have this as a card front and this as a card front and add different butterflies because we all have butterflies in our stash. You could cut your borders apart. So you could get 2 cards out of one if you wanted. That's what I like, is having a little bit different out of the same one. So there's 2 of our easel cards. So pretty. And then these are the concept cards that, of course, were designed for this. So this is the gray one that I'm going to use as a sympathy card or a thinking of you card. So I have the belly band with the thinking of you that just slides off. And remember, if you need a refresher on how to do that kinetic part, you can come back to this video at any time and fast forward and do a, just get refreshed with that on how to create that kinetic part. So there is that one. Super pretty. Then we have the rose one where I put the border on the front instead. Really pretty. I kind of like the border on the inside, but that's just me. And then here is this blue one that I made on my own prior, so I could show you what we were doing. Okay. And that is a get well. Aren't they pretty? So pretty. So, giving you a couple of opportunities there of different ones to make. You have a few more that you're going to make on your own, and then hopefully you will post them. I know they're super easy, right? It's really fun. And I just wanted to give you some different looks because maybe you don't want 6 cards that all look the same, or maybe you do. Maybe you do. You do have envelopes for both these ones and the ones that Courtney is going to do. Courtney's going to show you hers at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So do your time zone change. That will be on her Facebook page, which is Scrapbook and Memories. So head on over there for 5 o'clock start. And just a reminder, just so that we're very clear, Courtney and I have decided to postpone by a couple of weeks we have decided to postpone the masculine crafty hour. It is coming, but we are adding something that was a special order to it, and we don't want to sell it and then not have it for you to teach. We also want to make sure that it is in our hot little hands, because nowadays we just don't trust anything. So tomorrow at 9 a.m., we are going to go live with the next crafty hour. It is limited. They will be on our websites starting at 9 a.m. You can register if you don't care what it looks like. If you just want to take a jump start at that, that's going to be Crafty Hour 12. I will tell you, it is on March 7th, but really the date doesn't matter because you can watch it whenever you want. And that is going to be one that you're not going to want to pass up because we cannot get any more of those kits. And every time we do these, people are like, "Oh, can I still get that kit?" This time we can't. It's done. It's in our back room right now as we speak. So we're going to go live with that tomorrow. You can come pick yours up on Saturday. They'll be ready. But if you want to see it, if you don't quite trust us, that's okay. If you want to see it, we will both show it on our Together at 2 tomorrow, or the What's New at 2 tomorrow. That will be shown. But yeah, we want them out the door. So we're going to go live with those tomorrow. I did allude to the fact it is another Spellbinder box set, and it's massive. You guys liked the last one so much that we are going to do another one. So that'll be Crafty Hour 12 going live tomorrow morning. You do not want to wait on that at all. It'll sell out. So thank you guys so much for joining me for Crafty Hour number 10. Just a reminder, Courtney will be on her page at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then the next Crafty Hour is Crafty Hour number 11. That is on February 21st. All right. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye.